In this video, we're going to show you how to get started with local development using Atom. So first you want to download it and install it. And once you have done that, you can fire it up. You'll get something like this, where it's just some welcome screen stuff you can do as you see fit here. There's all kinds of things you can do with this tool. But what I like to do to get started is to add a project so that I can begin working on that project. Now, one of the benefits here is that it's not like Microsoft Word or even Adobe Illustrator, where you just open up a file and work directly on the file. With websites, like what you've had in Codio or maybe other places, we have a collection of files that we want to work with. So we can tell Atom that we want to have one or more project folders open in a sidebar. So I'm going to go do this, go to my Sites folder, go into my portfolio folder and add that Corner Bakery project that we just had going before. And now it shows up in a sidebar here. Now note you can add multiple projects. They'll just appear here as folders. So that might have been in Codio, you may only have seen just the one folder, but you can add additional ones. You just go to add project folder and go find another site that you want to add. So I'll put one of my sandbox thingies up here. And you can see it's just got a different icon and there's some coloring going on due to some other things. But anyway, you can have multiple projects, you can remove them at will, and that didn't delete it from my computer, it just removed it from the sidebar. So super nice. You can then focus on what you want here. Okay, so I'm going to close these other guys and open up one of my files. So one of the things I'm going to want to do is clean up my markup and refactor my styles and make sure that I've got some good BEM going on and some other things like that to improve. So as I have this open, I just zoomed in there with Command and the plus key. So now I can see the markup things a little bit better. So one of the really nice things about Atom is that it's a community tool built by a variety of people out there at GitHub and around the world. And there's a whole universe of plugins that you can install. So to get those, you go to Atom, and then I usually just go Preferences, and then go to Install, and you can type in and search for packages. So I can see the packages that I actually currently have installed here. I've given you a list of those that I recommend you install, so let me run you through a couple of those that are pretty nice. One of those is the Minimap, which gives you this thing over here on the side that you can use to quickly scroll up and down or skip to parts in your code. Along with that are some additional extensions like this one called Pigments that highlights the colors in your document, and you can even see those colors highlighted over here in the sidebar as well. Another one is called Emmet, which you might have discovered was also available in Codio. And this allows you to do shortcuts for adding markups. So for example, if I wanted to add a UL with 5 list items in it, I can type like that and then press Tab. And so it's like creating a CSS selector, and then you can expand it to actually create the markup that you indicated. So there's a whole lot more to Emmet that you can look up and read about, but it makes a nice shorthand for working in the web. Okay, those are just a few. You can certainly search for and look up more about the ones that I provided for you in the lesson to get going there. Carrying forward with the idea of local development, working on our files is one thing, having them organized is another thing, but to actually see them and see what's going on, all we're going to want to do is open a browser and go File, Open File, or something along those lines. It's a little bit different depending on the browser that you're using. And we're going to just point to one of the files that we want to open, say our index.html. And if everything is going as expected, we should be able to see it here. Now again, there are some things that we were able to do in Codio, like site-based root paths like this. You could do that in Codio, but here you ought not to be able to do it. That should break. I'm not sure why. Oh, I'm in menu.html. If I put that in here, that kind of thing won't work. So if you find that images are broken or paths to files are broken, you want to go in and just double check that your paths are using the true relative path syntax for all of those. Okay, so you just make changes and switch over and refresh, and you see them in the browser. And now, for all intents and purposes, you can get going doing local development. there's much more to show you to help make this a little bit more efficient, and there are some other contemporary tools to be learning, so we'll cover those next.